What are the keys to a successful retirement? I was asked this question the other day. I was happy to answer it. It's right up my alley. And I really think there's two things to consider here. And I also want to share with you 4 to 5 other things that sometimes people look back on and think, maybe I could have done that just a little bit differently. So a lot of great information packed in this video here. So stay with me. I want to start off with a story because I got a lot of this wisdom from a client of mine. The gentleman retired with 30 years of service as a general forester in the state of Pennsylvania. I sat down with him at the kitchen table 20 years ago. We completed the paperwork together, and he hit the ground running from there. He's had a great retirement. And a few years ago, I asked him, I said, how are things going? Are you enjoying retirement? He said, look, it's been wonderful. And really, what I attribute that to are 2 things: activity and purpose. I got a lot of activities that fill my days, my weeks, my months, and they provide an incredible amount of purpose for me, a feeling of satisfaction. I know I'm helping people in the community, people that I care about. I'm deeply involved in my family members' lives, and I get to do a lot of things I like to do: riding my bicycle, ice fishing, hunting, any number of different activities that I love to do. I'm able to do it all, okay? So that's really what's provided the level of success and what keeps me going on a consistent basis, just that activity and purpose. Now, keep in mind, this gentleman, he's super disciplined. I'll share another little tidbit. On his 70th birthday, he decided he was gonna do 1,500 push-ups. It's a lot of push-ups for any age, let alone 70 years old. Knocked it out of the park. And every year since then, he's increased the challenge. So on his 75th birthday, he did 3,500. Last year on his 76th birthday, he did 4,000 push-ups. And just a few weeks ago, a little bit shy of his 77th birthday, he did 5,000 push-ups. So an incredible amount of discipline and just impressive to do that many push-ups, frankly. But how can you create a successful retirement that revolves around activity and purpose? A lot of times people will get to their retirement date and they haven't considered what life is actually going to look like. They haven't thought about the day to day. And so they just kind of get into these default options, right? And it may not be as fulfilling as it otherwise could be. So some things to think about that are important are, just visualize that day to day. Talk about it with your spouse, your partner, whoever else is going to be involved. What are you passionate about? What do you want to be involved in? Do you like to travel? Do you want to live in a different part of the country for part of the year, right? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to be involved in the community on a deep level? Do you want to be involved in charitable organizations? Do you want to work on your creative passions? How involved with family members do you want to be? Those are all the kind of things that you can think about that's going to help you, align the right activities that are going to give you purpose and keep you going on a consistent basis throughout retirement and really make it a success, okay? So the two should be intertwined. The activities you perform should give you that feeling of purpose, and vice versa. You should use what you feel is most important to find those activities that you're going to do on a consistent basis, what you're going to be involved in. Get on the same page with your partner. All right, so as I promised, a couple of things that people often look back on and think, maybe I could have done that a little differently. Let's talk about them. So first on my list is just not waiting to do the things you want to do, retirement included. A lot of times people look back and just think, why didn't I do this sooner? Okay, if the numbers work, why didn't I do this sooner? Because, you can't put a price tag on time. I mean, if the numbers work, they work, okay? And the same goes true just with other lifestyle-oriented things, that we tend to put off, just not waiting to do the things that you want to do. Having confidence to make big decisions. This is another one. So sometimes people are too frugal or they overspend, right? And either one of those can hurt you, and your financial situation can hurt you within retirement. So, don't be too frugal and don't spend too much. Find that right balance for you, okay? Next is a big one. It's having both spouses on the same page when it comes to money and retirement. So we talked earlier about, having spouses on the same page in terms of the activities and the lifestyle you want to create. Also important for both spouses to be involved and understand what's going on within the finances so that there are no surprises, because things do happen. We know things are going to happen at some point in our lives, and we want to make sure both parties are protected. So having that non-money spouse actually be involved with the money is important, okay? Next one on the list is the go years versus the no-go years. We know there's going to be different parts of retirement where you're going to feel really good and you want to go do a lot of activities, maybe travel more and just be really active. And then there's going to come a time when we do less. So just keeping that in mind, taking advantage of those go years when they're there, and then just being able to settle into when we have a more sedentary lifestyle, right? And the last one on my list, but it's definitely not the least important, it's having a little bit more helps. And what we're really talking about here is money, right? So if you're able to just make a little bit more in contributions along the way, give yourself a little bit more of a nest egg at the end, it gives you more flexibility. It gives you the opportunity to support people that you want to, create a legacy for yourself, what you're going to leave to family members, etc. Or really just, help them while you're here as well. So just having a little bit more goes a long way. So those are some things that we found people often look back on. And I think, if you can consider those, and if you can consider how to create your plan for activity and purpose, you'll really be able to have a successful retirement. As always, I hope you found this helpful. I would love to hear your questions, your thoughts and stories around retirement, and really just creating the next chapter. It doesn't necessarily have to be retirement. So please feel free to reach out.